Welcome back from the break. We are joined by Maulana Sayyid Amin Jafri. My name is Seth Kramisi, and today our topic is Usul-e-Din, Imamat. So, we were discussing last time on how we always need a Masumeen to intercept between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and us as a form of communication. So now I wanted to discuss, could we ourselves have also appointed a leader? Can Muslims appoint a leader for themselves, or did they actually need Prophet Muhammad to appoint a leader, or give us a leader after him?
Actually, the leadership of humanity is not even in the hands of Prophet. It's not even in the hands of any Prophet. It's basically through wahi that comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the ultimate one who selects, chooses, and appoints. That's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nobody else. So after the death of Rasul Akram, people picked Hazrat Abu Bakr, Al-Sunnah brothers. They picked Hazrat Abu Bakr. However, during so many times in Prophet's life, he had mentioned and appointed Imam Ali as his successor. And this is very important in general life. When you see, if suppose your teacher is not feeling well, and your teacher says, I'm not going to be in the school tomorrow or for next few days, the teacher appoints someone next to from the school, or even the teacher goes temporarily from the class. He or she picks someone from your class, one of you students, to pick as an temporary successor. So in general system, when it's impossible to leave a group of people without a leadership, how come people, Muslims, the last message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would be left alone without a leader? And the leadership must come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Prophet mentioned it, but he did not say choose him or her. Prophet said, Ali, man kuntu mawla fahazani, jiska main mawla uska Ali mawla. और ये चीज़ अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला ने रसूल से कही थी. तो इंसान, human beings cannot pick. In Islam, it's not allowed. It's picked by Imam, and then Imam would tell the next one whom should be the next one, the next one, and the next one. And Imam is getting all the messages from Prophet. So people do not have right to choose, according to Islamic system, the next leader. The Khilafat or Imamat is already done by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it was done at the time of Rasul's Rahlat as well.
Okay. And today's last question would be, I want to ask, we call our Masumeen and we call our Imam infallibles, that they cannot do anything wrong. Is the same quality appointed to the prophets too? All the prophets or some of the prophets? And I wanted to ask, some people say that we have wrongly appointed this quality to our Imams, and they say this quality only belongs to prophets and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So how can we answer to them? And are only some of the prophets, do some of the prophets have this quality, or all of them?
Prophet means Masoom. Masoom means Ismat, meaning they would not do wrong unless there's a wisdom behind it. Unless there's wisdom behind it, because when you see Hazrat Adam was in Bahesht and he did something, because of that he was sent to the earth. But our Masumeen, which is not ours, basically humanity's, all our Imams are Masoom. And there's no, in history you can never find any, na'uzubillah, guna committed by them. Any guna or sin committed by them. All the Masumeens, all the Imams we have are Masoom, so as all the Anbiya, with few exceptions, and those exceptions were due to the wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give a lesson to the humanity. So our Imams are Masoom, so as the Anbiyas.
Okay. And another question, I was very curious that as we know in the Hadith Qissa that Prophet Muhammad and all the five Ahlul Bayt are made of Noor. So I want to ask, are also the Imams made of Noor? And if they are, what type of Noor? Is it the type of Noor that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has, or is it a separate type of Noor?
All human beings have some part of Noor. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I created your soul from me. So we have His sifat as well. So we are somehow part of His Noor as well. But our Noor is so different and inferior compared to Masumeen's Noor than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's Noor. They are all part of the Noor, but the levels are different. They're far superior. Masumeen are far superior than us. And we are superior than other creatures, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is far, far superior than any of the other creatures.
So what is Noor basically? Is it just a type of light? Is it a type of something like, we know that there are like three elements, right? Solid, liquid, and gas. But there's also a fourth one, which is plasma. Is Noor like plasma or something?
Till now, we have not proven, according to our five senses, how can we prove Noor? That Noor is a very high level of our soul. And our soul is close to impossible to comprehend. You cannot understand our soul as per Quran. You cannot understand soul. So it's a very high level of our soul's existence. And our soul is beyond our five, what do you call it? Senses. So we cannot understand. So plasma and all the physical beings are measurable. Noor is not measurable, so as soul. So to prove it according to our understanding, I can't find any proper paradigm to clarify it. It's a level, very high level of soul. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of course does not have soul, but the Noor of Him is far perfect and immense than compared to other Noors.
We discussed Nubuwwat last episode, right? So did any Nabi ever in their time, or Prophet Muhammad in that matter, ever discuss about Imamat or ever talk about Imamat or tell us that Imam will become? Is it like mentioned in any hadith or in any Quranic verse?
If you see the series of all the prophets, every prophet has talked about the next one. Every prophet has spoken about the one coming after him or down the even road. Even not only prophets, but Imams. One of the biggest, most important point to prove any prophet, if this prophet was mentioned somewhere else in the history. That's a very important thing. That's one of the ways to verify this is a legitimate prophet. So all the prophets have mentioned. Now, coming to our last prophet, has he ever mentioned that there would be Imams, there would be his successors, or did Prophet leave people to choose their own leadership? Yes, we have so many. As a matter of fact, we have a book and it talks about few hadiths. I'll inshallah explain to you that talks about most important of which is hadith Ghadir Khum, after Prophet's own last and only Hajj. He was coming back to Medina, then he stopped on the way. Then he asked everybody who had passed him to come back, and people who were behind him asked them to get over here at this point. There's a place close to Makkah is called Ghadir Khum. He brought everybody together. 124,000 people were there.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of people for that time. Then Rasul Akram, he established a stage kind of thing. And then he asked everybody to get together and listen to me carefully. And at that point, he said, Man kuntu mawla, fahaza aliyun mawla. Meaning, whoever follows me as a mawla, as a leader, as a guide, must follow haza aliyun mawla. Ye Ali. Imam Ali का हाथ रसूल अकरम ने उठाया. ये नहीं कहा कि कौन खड़ा हुआ था या कौन पीछे था, कौन था. Not like that. Imam Ali ka hand, he got his hand, raised his hand and mentioned to people, listen to me, whoever follows me, whoever believes in me being being the leader of humanity, after me, haza aliyun mawla. The same way you must follow Ali. So this is one of the most important proof that we have what do you call it, imamat in ahadith. Then there is another hadith called hadith dar, hadith safina, hadith thaqlain. Hadith dar, once after a certain time Rasul was given the permission to start preaching. Then he invited his close family members to Hazrat Abdul Muttalib's house, where he asked, who's gonna help me? Nobody was going to raise his hand. Then Rasul Akram repeated 3 times. Only Imam Ali stood. He stood up and he said, I would support you. I would support you. I would support you. So at that point, then there's a hadith thaqlain, that I am leaving 2 precious things behind you. After me, I am leaving 2 precious things. And you will not go astray if you follow them. One of them is Kitabullah wa itrati. My book, the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and my household Ahlul Bayt. So meaning there's a very deep, wise statement that Prophet has left for us. Book and the teacher. You must have a book and you must have a teacher. One would not be enough. If you have only teacher, not enough. If you have only book, not enough. Because people who have only book easily can go astray. And people have gone without clear understanding of book. Like example, if I give you are in 6th grade, suppose you are in 7th grade, 8th grade, I give you, okay, here's the syllabus, you go home, and after a year I'll take your exam. You study book on your own, it's impossible you can understand everything. You must need help. You must have a teacher or elder or someone who has learned those knowledges before you, mathematics, English, social sciences, whatever. Either you'll get help from your parents, your uncles, your whoever, or a proper teacher. So book and teacher. So Rasul said, you must follow both book and my Ahlul Bayt. And Ahlul Bayt are the ones where the imamat continues. Even there's a hadith in Sahih Muslim which actually talks about the names of the 12 Imams. Sahih Muslim, most authenticated book of our brother of Ahl Sunnah, that hadith actually talks about the names. It's narrated by Jabir bin Samra, and Prophet said, La yuzalul islama azizi illa athna ashara khalifatin. Summa qala kalimatin lam afhama faqulta li abi ma qala faqala kallahum min Quraishin. Yani Islam would always survive, and after me there would be 12 successors of me. And then after that, the narrator says, the Ravi says, I missed the sentence and I asked my father, and then my father said, Prophet said, there would be 12 of them. And then in one of the hadiths, inshallah, I'll find soon, where it talks about the names of all the 12 Imams. The narrator by the name of Nasal, he came in front of the Prophet and he asked few questions, and among those questions, one of them was the successorship. Would there be any successor as Prophet? And then Rasul gave him the detailed. There's a book, there's a person from Ahl Sunnat brother, very famous Alim-e-Deen, Sheikh Salman Qanduzi, and his book Janab-ul Muwadda. And there where he talks about this hadith. And in this hadith Mubarakah, Rasul A'zam gave the names. Inna wasiyo Ali ibn Abi Talibin, wa ba'dahu sibta al-Hasan wal Hussein, talahu tismahu a'immatin. After that there would be more. Min sulb al-Hussein, yani from the awlad of Imam Hussein, qala ya Muhammad, fa fasmihim li qala innamada. I'll read it to you in English. Yani after me there would be Imam Ali, and then after that there would be 2 sons from Imam Ali, and after that there would be 9 from Imam Hussein. And then this person asked, who was actually a Jew, can you tell me the names of those 9 Imams from Imam Hussein? And then Prophet said, yes. After Imam Hussein, his son would be Zainul Abidin, and his name was Ali. Rasulullah says his name would be Ali. And after Ali leaves the world, then there would be Baqir. And once Baqir leaves, Muhammad Baqir, then there would be Jafar as-Sadiq, and then after Jafar as-Sadiq there would be Musi Kazim, and then Musi Kazim there would be Imam Riza, or then after that Imam Riza there would be Imam Jawad, Farzand Muhammad, or when Muhammad leaves there would be Farzand Ali al-Hadi, Imam Hadi alayhi salatu wasalam, or when Imam Hadi leaves there would be Imam al-Askari. These are the names, and this hadith is as a legit mustanad hadith. So when we talk about Prophet and Quran, where there would be any proofs that Quran or hadith has talked about, is spoken about it, there is Safina. This is Safina. Prophet says, whoever gets into the ship of Ahlul Bayt would survive.
Just like in Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark. So similarly, Prophet has, these are the ones, hadiths in the books of Al-Tashi. There are so many, but the one I have chosen, picked and selected is from the common books of other sects of Islam. It's not only from our side. So Imamad is completely proven. It's a common sense based system. It's logical. No way absolutely Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would leave humanity without guidance. And the way to do is Imamat. And in Imamat is not just the property of Shias. It's for entire humanity. People who do not believe in Imam Zaman or Imamat also getting benefited from Imamat and Imam Zaman. The moment Imam Zaman becomes Shaheed, everything would be collapsed. Then there would be Qayamat, inshallah, as soon as Imam becomes Shaheed.
Okay. Thank you so much again, Maulana, for your insight and answers to our questions. And unfortunately, that's all the time we had for today. As always, you can contact me at Qamber, QA@Qamber@Qaim.tv, and you can call me or message me at the number which is displayed on the screen. So this is all the time we had. We'll continue with our discussion in the next episode, and we'll fortunately move on to Qayamat. Khudafiz.